days are getting longer, the days are also getting warmer, but still, people on this website still make some strangest videos out there, no matter what. Yep, we're doing this again. Yes, we are looking back once again to look at some strange YouTube channels. Why am I doing this again, you may ask? I mean, do I really need to tell you why? Also, to be frank here, I really just wanted to do this again. Just like I said in the last one, now with everyone having a YouTube channel, everything has changed. With some of it good, rivaling even movies and TV shows, to some of it being bad, just like movies and TV shows. Or whatever this is.
What did I do to deserve this? Oh!
Black, you're our hero!
Really? Oh, it was nothing.
Thank you!
I shouldn't have put the pan there.
Idiot!
However, I'm going to be doing things a bit different. I'm going to be taking a look at YouTube's most obscure, some would say, the weird side of YouTube. Here you will find things on this site that have been completely obscured to the general public. Some people have called this phenomenon deep into YouTube. This is something described to a lot of obscure videos that can be found on YouTube. These videos would have the following characteristics. The video's production being very low, to people trying to understand the video but are unable to understand what is going on, to the content that could be anything that you can think of, as long as it hits that weird vibe. Now I will show you some of these channels that I have found, and more importantly, just to show you how fascinating and how weird they are. These channels and videos are mainly found looking through the undersea depths of this site, with relatively very low view counts, not to mention them having a lack of exposure and a somewhat small social media presence. But sometimes they are revealed to the world, with everyone screaming, "What in the world is that?" or "Ew," to "Why was this uploaded at all?" And now I can show you all of them! We got the strange, we got the wacky, we got the deranged, we got the degenerate, also this.
My name is Charlotte Gray. I am 23 years old and from London area.
My name's Callum Black. I am 28 and I'm also from the London area.
And this is Dee, our sex doll.
Well, at least she's supportive. Just like I said in my last video I have done on these channels, to me these are the most deranged channels and videos I have ever seen on this site. It is like looking at another world, or even time. I mean, just look at this. Like it or not, this is what YouTube truly is all about. Unlike the islands of channels that are on this site, the underwater ocean part of YouTube can just be as confusing, disturbing, disgusting, or even hilarious. But sometimes these will come up from the surface, and the entire landscape of YouTube wishes they never saw it. Or glad they did just for a laugh, I don't know. Keep in mind, this is not an attack, or I even hate these creators. This is something I find interesting and funny. But also, please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. Just like a submarine, you don't interact with the fish by opening the hatch and kill everyone there. No, sit back and relax, and please keep your hands on the controller at all times as we take a look under the depths of YouTube's strangest and otherworldly channels. Music is one of the biggest genres on the whole website, to the more strange and modern form of music on YouTube. These songs have many different genres. Not only that, they themselves have fans for that said music. You have fans for country, jazz, rock, metal, and one of these that would be very important for this section, the punk scene. The punk genre has many different forms, but we're not going to look at all that. I'm going to show you the most hated person in the punk scene in the mid-2010s. Well, they can't be that bad. It's not like they shown their entire life online to the point that it's really awkward.
I need a fat team. I need to go back to college and start a fat team where we motherfucking walk for our motherfucking health. But fuck walking. I'd rather be carried.
This is the legendary Monica Punk. Now, I know what some of you out there might be thinking. How can someone look so young and yet so old at the same time? I'm sorry, I can't answer that. But the other question you might be asking is, what is with all the hate? Well, this would all start with a video that Monica would make, and this would be about how she did not want to have a job at all. Man, I gotta say, Monica was a trailblazer. She did this before these people did that.
Over 1.6 million subscribers. Joining me now is the person who operates this anti-work group, Doreen Ford.
This video right here is what brought Monica Punk to more of a noticeable degree. And also, notably, she is wearing clothes. In this video, it is very self-explanatory. Monica is talking about her not wanting to get a job. Why does she hate having a job, you might be wondering? Well, that is because of a few things.
Why I refuse to get a job? It takes up too much time. I don't want to deal with people. Really don't want to have a conversation. Things.
Ignoring how she looks like a bear that stepped out of hibernation, as you can tell, she's very strange, but also the true embodiment of one of the deadly sins, sloth. In fact, if you try to find the definition of sloth, there would possibly be a picture of her somewhere on it. Back to the video, she starts talking about how she does not want to deal with customers. Understandable. But also, why don't you just get a job that doesn't let you deal with customers? Then Monica starts talking about how they don't want a job, and the only way they want to get money is through their art, which is, by definition, a job. But here's the kicker. She also doesn't want to make money from her art, like at all. Well, looking at this and fully seeing Monica Punk ramble the same thing over and over again, all I have to say is Monica's off her chain.
I just really don't want a job. I'm like a housewife.
I have to say, I have never seen a video like this before, and I'm happy I did, to be honest with you. But here's another little funny thing. She also hates having to get a job, but she did like working at Hot Topic. To be honest, I'm not surprised. But then, she got fired, so she just gave up, I guess.
I don't believe in working. The only place that I want to work at is Hot Topic. I'm banned from working there. I tried to get my band undone, but I just don't know how to do it.
Keep in mind, this is not the only video she has done, but this one would be notable for her getting noticed. Noticed by people who didn't take too kindly to her lazy ways and getting what people have said at the time, free money from the government.
I think I should always be giving free money. Why? Like, why work for money?
This is the part where we get to the punk of Monica and what would be her musical talents. And oh boy, Monica's music is something.
Then it's called a sacrifice, but did you know that we're the only
It's definitely experimental, you could say that. However, none of that would save her. Monica Punk not wanting to get a job is what would put her, let's just say, in the crosshairs of her more spicy takes.
Don't like psychopathic records?
Why the fuck up?
Calm down, queen.
Not my thing. Shut up. Fuck.
Is the fact that, like, she's one of those many people that just don't do jack shit, rather sit at home eating chips, not accomplishing anything in their lives while sapping away most of people like me's hard-earned money.
All my research, I have found evidence of none of this. If you guys can give me any examples though, please list it in the comments below. I would really very much like to find one redeeming quality of this person.
I think I'm way too talented to have a job.
Then this would start a trend about Monica Punk, and this would be about her music. Now, we already talked about her music for being very different, and of course, a lot of people didn't like her music. I wonder why? So people decided to make videos about Monica Punk's music, like I said earlier, and these videos would be called How to Play Monica Punk Style. But this would have a very important detail.
And Atticus the Death Metaler is a fucking...
Now, I scoured all over to find out if all of this was true. So far, I could not find anything about these accusations. What I did find was people calling her out for it, for using it, but them also saying the word.
That's fucking big. And when someone holds a lighter near to me, I'll fucking melt.
Why would you do that? You can't call her out for it and then use the word. Like I said, I could not find anything at all. Not even here. Okay, this could be her, but maybe not. It only has just one video of her just playing music. To be honest with you, this is probably the best music she's probably ever made. Even if she's just randomly hitting it and it sometimes gets out of tune at times. After that, she would have more videos, but her channel would be reported and flagged. She would make a new channel, but after years of uploading, she would stop. 10 long years down the drain, but her last video was very something.
The world is gonna blow up in the next fucking COD. I have a huge problem with that. We literally need to join forces and like end this fucking madness we got. That game is fucking huge in my life. There's people that live in this world. Motherfucker. If you physically think that you can't die in the video game from the shocks, you have a huge fucking issue.
I think the game broke her mind. After a few more videos, she was gone, and no one saw her ever again. Until I came along and found another channel that she had made. Speaking of which, this channel would give more information about Monica's life recently. The channel is called Money Baby, and Monica is doing what she always has done, doing the same old stuff, being lazy and complain. But now she does not care what you think. But there is some interesting details you should know. At the very beginning of her channel, she was living with her parents. Of course, they didn't get along.
Right now? No, I can't.
Why not?
Because, you know what, Monica? My life isn't here for your every little need.
I need him shaved.
Well, I'm not doing it right now.
But now she's out of the house with a roommate. They also don't get along. Also, at some point, she did had a girlfriend, but then they sadly broke up. But the girlfriend does not like her. But you hear that, ladies? She's single and she's ready to mingle.
I'm a lesbian. Okay, I'm part of the LGBT community.
Otherwise, everything is going pretty well, I think. But I think Monica Punk has been through a lot, and I think it's probably best that she's just left alone. But I think for her, everything is going to be okay. Mentally speaking, probably not. But there might be someone out there just as funny and a little bit more well known to some people out there. A little update. It turns out I didn't look very clearly enough.
There is corruption, disruption, harmful things
Africa.
Monica, no. You were doing so good. Well, I guess this is just how it ends, I guess.
But honestly think, for one giant leaping fucking Frogger second.
That's where you hate the one you hate the most, J-Kiser. J-Kiser, the jet plane. That's me!
Let me ask you a question. What makes a YouTuber a YouTuber? Is it hitting it big, getting millions of views? Or is it doing what you love, not caring about the views, and just doing what makes you happy? Well, you can forget all about that, because if this guy can make many more subscribers than all of us, I think we can make it. But first, we need to talk a little bit about animation. Specifically, YouTube animation. Trust me, this will be relevant. Tell me, have you seen this type of video before?
Hey, do you know we're two famous people and nobody notices, and can't you believe we're having coffee at this place?
Yeah.
Why do you keep saying that?
Well, this dude was carrying bricks and I ran into him and a brick landed on his foot and he yelled out, so I said I could use that saying and he laughed like this.
What? For those out there who do not know, these type of videos were created by an animated software called GoAnimate. Now called Beyond, let's be honest here, I'm just going to stick with GoAnimate, would launch in 2008. This was an animation program that was a simple way for users with no animation skills to quickly and easily create their own animation videos. These videos would be created in multiple different styles, but let's be honest here, you mostly remember it for this.
Hi, I'm Harry Partridge and I'm dropping by to let you know that from now on all of my animations will be made with GoAnimate, an easy-to-use program for producing animation quickly and efficiently with top-notch results. Gone are the days of having to painstakingly...
No, you fucking don't!
GoAnimate style videos would be all over YouTube, and this is where all the controversial reputation that GoAnimate has most likely come from. And all of that would be started by its own community. Some of these videos that were made for GoAnimate were Punishment Day videos.
I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese's. I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese's right now, right now, right now, right now. Wah, 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 wah.
Rant videos.
Now this one is starting to grind my gears. This looks nothing just like me. This looks like someone who attempting to do a terrible cosplay of me.
Killing videos.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Put the gun down right now.
What to say? That you only meant well, cause you did.
And the most funny and important of them all were grounded videos.
You are grounded for 100 years.
Stupid dad. I hate you, mom and dad. I wish you were dead.
Oh my god. Caleb, how dare you wish us dead?
These are all basically the same. But there's one thing that I have noticed, and it would be two words. Opinion basher and user. I have no idea how this started, but there has been somehow many, and I mean many people of this type. There are some simple criteria that are very similar to each other, and it does not discriminate at all. You could be a man, woman, black, or white. They will make the same exact content on this site. Not only that, they will say the exact same words.
If you like any of the shows I'm going to mention, I can handle your opinion on them just fine.
And if you like these shows, I respect your opinion.
I respect your opinion.
I respect your opinion.
I can handle your opinion.
I respect your opinion.
If you like these movies or shows that I mentioned, I respect your opinion as long as you respect mine.
They mostly talk about children's shows that are 5 and under, and they have the weirdest pet peeves.
The reason why I hate this show is because it's for boys.
The reasons why I hate this movie is because it ruined my family.
Because in one of the season 5 episodes, there was a scene where two female characters are kissing each other in one of the episodes. What the heck? That's disgusting. And it's a huge abomination.
And now, my #1 least favorite shows, the ones I hate the most, and the ones that I hate more than anything ever, are Esmond Roy, Helpsters, and Thomas and Friends, All Engines Go. Oh, my, absolute mother of God. These have got to be the worst shows ever in my entire life.
Then you got one thing that I talked about earlier, grounded videos. For some strange reason, these type of videos really make these people very upset. But what did these videos have to do with anything? Well, these videos have a connection to a specific type of person. Alright, let me tell you another question again. What do you get when you combine cartoons, children's shows...
I made some Barney DVDs as well as other DVDs I made with my own home video company, Alley Just a Home Video.
...and a mysterious controversial past.
What I did on Google Meets was back in 2020, and it was already in the past.
And a few dash of autism.
What's up, guys? This is Andrea, South Park Outfield Disney Fanatic here, and today I am going to do my top 20 worst...
That's okay, take your time.
...worst shows in my opinion.
Combine all of that together into one thing. You get this type of content.
Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. Your boy Jay here. And for the New Year's Eve special, I will be doing a commentary on 10 Animation UTTPTA CDC's Rant on Me.
Before I start this rant, to anyone who likes J-Kiser, then go rape Fallout's girlfriend Lynn Kaya Brown.
Dude! You should know by now that telling someone to rape others proves that you're a pervert. Plus, opinion basher much?
This user is also the opinion basher.
This is J-Kiser, a channel like no other, and he is a simple man doing what he likes, but also trying to stop people from bashing other people's opinions, and if you try to do so, he will despise you and make a rant video on you.
Oh, what the fuck? Why is your bedroom so fucking gross?
Hey, how dare you insult my bedroom? That wasn't nice of you to do that.
But also, please understand, J-Kiser can take your opinion on him, but everything that happened was in the past, so please stop asking.
Nobody cares! Nobody cares! We care, you big fat piece of crap.
But first, we need to start out with J-Kiser's early career on YouTube. And his online early career was talking about, weirdly and strangely enough, NASCAR?
So, today I'm going to be listing the top 10 worst crashes in NASCAR history. Note, please respect my opinion on them.
Man,
Number
this
10,
is just getting
we have
oddly specific
Dale
and
Sr.'s
strangely
fatal crash that he
weird.
had at-
One thing about J-Kiser's videos is that they're the most lazy and possibly the most cheapest thing I've ever seen. It's kind of weird seeing different cartoon characters and random NASCAR drivers as his quote-unquote rant sonas. But he does have this main image of himself, which is a random Powerpuff Girl website maker. Our boy Jay here also likes to respect and is tolerant to other people's opinions.
But if you hate this show, that's totally fine. To anyone who likes this term, I'm fine with your thoughts. Her thoughts are tolerated, but I can heal his thoughts.
Approved!
Which is a lie, because that is something he likes to shield behind.
Are you really that stupid? I recently lost my hatred on this show due to the fact that I love dinosaurs so much. And if you don't stop saying that I say the N-word, I'm gonna force you to hate Panty and Stocking. You got that? I will force you to hate Panty and Stocking. Start hating it now.
All of this and more can be found in this very video. This would be a rant and a response to one of his own critics. The call-out video no longer exists, but thanks to J-Kiser himself, we somewhat get to see the full video. Plus, I think it's better with J-Kiser's commentary, because it's funny. Back to J-Kiser, this video would reveal something about him. And it's, let's just say, very, interesting.
I know that rant will suck, because he gave out invalid reasons to hate me.
At the start of the video, J-Kiser will explain why this video would be very bad, because this video right here will give a invalid reason for people to hate him. His very own words, but not mine.
He also can't handle criticism.
Yet you can't handle criticism yourself, you hypocrite.
But this video that J-Kiser is reacting to would give a reason as to why he hates J-Kiser. The guy in the video then starts to make fun of him, calling him names, which is uncool, but I'll tell you one of them. One of them will be called J-Kiser the Jet Plane.
Dude, why would you call me J-Kiser the Jet Plane? You should know by now that calling me J-Kiser the Jet Plane.
However, what were edgy Indian Texas Beach Man's reason for not liking J-Kiser?
This user attempted child.
So what? You can't bring up my past like that.
Apparently, J-Kiser's rage to a certain character known as Caillou ends with no bounds, as in, he cut off his in another video that is apparently lost, which apparently the CP people are talking about. But remember, it's all in the past, so stop talking about it.
Because bringing up people's pasts is wrong, and it's a form of cancel culture as well. And that reminded me of the time when Paper Luigi 99 said that child abuse is a good thing which makes life better, when it isn't.
But one thing I find very concerning about J-Kiser is his hatred of children's censored faces.
See? Right there. That's the part that offended all my OPS members. Kids' censored faces have got to be one of the worst things ever. One, they are really offensive towards my OPS members, as that can make them hit their parents. We never saw the kids' faces. How can kids watching the commercial not be bothered by that?
I'm really concerned now after he said that even more. Okay, so after that total whiplash of that reveal, J-Kiser will explain that all of that was in the past and basically to stop talking about it.
People have the right to bring up your past whenever they can.
No, they do not. Besides, bringing up someone's past is not okay.
Oh, so you think we're all just gonna let it go?
Well, you better let it go or else I'm gonna have to bully you. That commentary I made was back in 2021, so you cannot bring that up. Plus, I do not threaten to chop private parts off now, do I?
Well, that escalated very quickly. How about we take a little mental break and talk about... Man, this guy kind of has anger issues. One funny thing about J-Kiser is that he has major anger issues.
Enjoy this video. Stop it, news right now! If you don't stop, I will have to eventually kill myself because of you guys! If you don't stop, I will have to ran on all of you! Don't stop, I want to bully you! If you don't stop, I'm gonna have to ran on all of you! And this is the main reason why I lost interest in J-Kiser!
I have no idea what you just said.
Stop calling me J-Kiser the Chaplain right now! No! Stop it!
Another thing about J-Kiser is his mother. She would be picking at his acne. Ew. And this, at some point, would enrage J-Kiser, and he would scratch her with the power of a wild house cat.
So let me get this straight. You did all that just because she removed acne from you?
Exactly.
Again, what do I even need to say something that bizarre? However, there are some of them that are really funny and special in my heart. One of these is when he said, and I quote, hashtag kill all Chinese people. And what was the reason why he said this?
That's because my prom got canceled because of the coronavirus pandemic. That's why I had to put the hashtag kill Chinese people.
However, he is very regretful for this comment.
I used to be racist to China, but not anymore because I learned from my mistakes. Yeah, I should not have scratched my mother. And I should not have made a reaction that it was Lunar New Year. And I should not have spread the hashtag kill Chinese people. Then I wouldn't have gotten a lot of hate.
But again, this was over a high school prom getting canceled.
That's it. It's time to die.
Sometimes small problems require modern solutions. One thing is text-to-speech edgy Indian guy over here isn't the only one that hates J-Kiser. In fact, there is a lot of people out there that don't like J-Kiser. This has come to a point where a whole community makes videos on him. One of his most infamous detractors would be a guy named Screwball Commentaries, which apparently he is a kid.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream.
But not really. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised with people like this. But that's a whole can of worms. But out of all the commentaries, he's probably the most funny.
This video made me feel very stupid and retarded fool now, didn't it?
Come on, dude. You know that the R word offends people who are disabled.
It is a true treat to watch. J-Kiser and the others are simply a symptom of whatever this actually is.
I just bet that it's getting toxicity.
Keep in mind, I don't want any of these people to stop making what they're doing unless you know.
I don't get it. Where is your proof?
Just leave me alone already.
They done that or they scratched their mom. It really is fascinating seeing these type of people do what they do. Speaking of doing some of the same thing over and over again, there might be something similar to this, but a little bit more different.
So screw cut ties with user, and screw Vladimir Putin.
The definition of insanity is insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing.
Now I'm going to be taking a look at a channel that you will see does the exact same thing. However, it is the details that makes this channel very different from others. But let me tell you something that you most likely have heard of before. What is the definition of insanity? Insanity, by definition, is doing the exact same thing over and over and over again, expecting something to change. You know, the thing you heard from Far Cry 3.
Fuck you! Okay, fuck you!
Now let me tell you that there is a YouTube channel right now that used to upload a new video every 30 minutes to an hour all the time. That also stopped at the exact same time and then another video after that. Then the process starts all over again, non-stop. What is this channel and why are they even doing this in the first place? Let me show you a channel that I have found that is very interesting, but it is also looking into another's own little world. This channel might be very strange on the surface, which is to say at least true. However, if you delve a little deeper into it, what you will find is someone who might have lost control of their entire life. What we are going to be talking about is a channel called SpicyHam. This is... oh, sorry, I put in the wrong one, sorry. Okay, no, this is... No, this is not right either. Again, sorry about everything. Alright, there it is. Yeah, you're gonna have to search a little bit on this one. There's like 3 different channels that somehow have the exact same name. The one you have most likely have seen is the more popular one. That one is focused on animation about Terraria. However, that's not the one that we're looking for. The other one is, well, this. Well, it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. But there is one that is very different than the others in how weird it is. Yes, even weirder than this one. Similar to the more popular one with having more videos, there is one thing that makes it different, that being gaming content. But how they do it is something very different in a way that I explained earlier. We will talk about that a little later, but first we need to start at the beginning. Technically being the first out of the 3, this version of SpicyHam began its simple life as any other YouTube channel back in 2007. Mostly these were random games, but mostly RTS and strategy games that came out at the time. Also I have to say this man right here has some good taste in gaming right here if I say so myself. Then there will be some strange videos like this. And that's it. This is all of the video. For 1 minute, we get to see a MS Paint of a skin-toned circle on a dirt road, and this is not the only strange thing about it. The video is called Republic of SpicyHam, and the description has some more interesting stuff about this very video. In it, it explains what this video is all about and the meaning of this very video. The video shown is the flag of the Republic of SpicyHam. The yellowish circle represents the sun, its relative location with other components, and the entire flag holds great meaning. The brown component represents soil, the foundation of the great nation. The green components on the side represent grassland, an inseparable part of the core ideologies of the Republic of SpicyHam. Last but not least, the blue component marks the beautiful sky that is always above the fatherland of the nation. Wow, I still don't know what this even means. However, this right here is what art truly looks like. But let's take a look at the comments section and see what people are thinking. Well, you won't find a lot. When I mean a lot, I mean you will only find SpicyHam talking about it. It just keeps going, and if you look at the number of comments, it looks like mostly over 1,500 of these comments were created by him. Not all of them, of course. That would be mind-blowing if that was true. But there are other people who have found this video and they are supportive, I guess. But there will be other videos. But one shows him talking about how passive aggression must stop.
Aggression must stop. Passive aggression must end. There's a whole lot of passive aggression, especially in my generation. There simply is too many passive aggressors.
But things were going to change for SpicyHam. At some point, something would change with a little game called Overwatch. Overwatch was a game that many people loved. And pause for nostalgic laughter. But I won't get into the weeds that is hero shooter of hero shooters before Marvel Rivals. But SpicyHam would change his content to this game. Now that's not so surprising, everyone at that point was playing the game. But the surprising part of this is he would not just post full matches or gameplay, but just highlights, which is his thing to be proud of and is nothing new for hero shooters. But he kept doing it every day for exactly 25 seconds on the dot, with strange titles like OPINONS Highlight 180602193601 gladly to whether, like, or prefer to. Then he would get rid of the highlight and the numbers part and started saying some of the weirdest stuff. She did not attend that class. She is unavailable currently. I have become predator of mans and multiple man. I am holy, I am great, I am God. And my most favorite, the fast has gotten faster. Where is the breakfast? All of this would keep going for 6 years. Then in the beginning of 2024, he completely stopped uploading. This would be the end of SpicyHam, a small, obscure channel. However, there would be another. A channel with far worse content that I have ever seen and I will ever talk about. And also, how can I say this without getting in trouble? This has to do with something with man's oldest and very important inventions that is still important to this very day. But also, most importantly, them showing their loving passion to many people on this site. Also, not to mention, they would not just use YouTube to show what they love. Also, before we leave, what in the world did he mean by this? Concerning the Hobbit problem. Did a Hobbit kick him in the knee or something? I'm sorry, I'm stalling. I really don't want to talk about this guy.
Aggression must stop. Passive aggression must end.
I'm not kidding about that warning. This right here might be the worst thing I have ever seen on this site. Sure, there have been others. Trust me, there have been others. But this right here takes the cake for being very disgusting and odd. But tell me this, what does YouTube, Craigslist, and a septic tank all have in common? Possibly the most disgusting, vile things I have ever seen online. Again, I have seen worse, but you get the idea. Again, this warning right here is not for show. What you're about to see, ladies and gentlemen, is something very vile. So vile, I don't know if I can show all of it. However, what I'm going to show you is a man. A man who looks like any other person you ever seen. A person you might see walking down the street, and you think nothing of it. However, his activity online has been seen by many people who have voluntarily or involuntarily have seen it. And even some of you out there might have seen. A man who lives in the dark in a smelly place that he himself has described as a great place to reflect, and it's what I enjoy. Now I can tell you a tale of a certain individual who had once a YouTube channel that shocked the world of his depravity.
He's just checking for leaks.
But also him showing his love. And let's just say they had a strange love for the septic system. What we are gonna look right now is a video called Septic 5. This video is, well, not for the faint of heart. You know, if you told me a year ago that I would talk about a guy who wears a latex suit who loves going to septic tanks, I would say, why are you in my house? Yeah, this video is very, very hard to watch. It's just disgusting, especially when he dives into it. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. No! But you might be asking, besides if I'm gonna get that monstrosity off your screen, yes, I'm sorry you had to see that. But if there is a Septic 5, is there others like a Septic 4, 3, 2, or even a 1? Well, fortunately, or unfortunately, there is more and is just as worse as you think it is. He put fucking toilet paper on his head. I hope that's toilet paper. But where did Mr. Septic come from, and why does he have this thing about playing in septic tanks? Well, we need to take a look at a website that would have a post that would go around. This post would be made on a site called Craigslist, and it would say the following: I pay to enter your septic tank for an hour at a time. $150, Jacksonville, Alabama. And that's all she wrote. The picture is what you expect it to look. Look at that, he's posing like he's doing like a fucking meme. Keep in mind, going by this photo, someone let him go in their septic tank. Ugh, what have I got myself into this time? The world's gonna explode at some point, and the only thing I did in what I showed in my life is talking about poo-poo Gip Man over here who loves living in a septic tank. But I digress. What will he do in your septic tank, you might be asking? Septic Man right here will set up and bring in his own equipment to record him doing what we're watching right now. But also to him in his own words. Some might judge me for this, but it's what I enjoy. Also, believe it or not, in his own words, he said that this activity, it's a great place to reflect. Now, I don't want to be mean, but I don't think the reflection part is being in an underground tank full of shit. It might be for more personal reasons. Also a reason why we don't see his more lower half. These videos would not start on YouTube, but on other sites, like documentingreality.com, and these are the earliest reactions to these videos. These reactions are what you expect them to be, mostly being horrified on what they're seeing. After a while, some of these videos would appear on YouTube, with some people asking questions like, was that suit always brown or was it stained to be that color? Also, who in the scrubbing bubble Mr. Clean fucking is this guy? He needs to answer for his crimes. For my eyes. Well, there would be some suspects on who this guy might be. Some of these would be random, obscure, weird artists to Rocco from Mega 64. Don't worry, it's not him, but he does like to recommend the video a lot.
What video should you watch? Okay, you know what? Because there was some issue because we made it for another company or whatever. It's not on our main channel, but YouTube search Septic 5, and it's like a kind of a skit that we did. No.
But there would be one man that might just be Septic 5. And it might be one of the reasons as to why no one has seen this guy in a very long time. Most people have done some research, and a lot of sources have claimed that the person in these videos is named Gary Moody. Gary, let me tell you the tale about Gary Moody. If you can stomach it and not cringe at it. Also, yes, I did watch the Justin Wang video. In 2005, a man from the state of Maine named Gary Moody would be arrested in New Hampshire by being spotted in a waste valve beneath a woman's outhouse. He claimed to the police that he went to the women's outhouse because the men's was very occupied. He then dropped his wedding ring and claimed he needed it back, and then a 14-year-old saw him go in there, and all of it was just a misunderstanding. Of course, the police said they understood everything, and then they put him in jail. Then 4 years later, Gary Moody would get caught and get in trouble again. In 2009, there would be another report of Gary Moody, and he was doing what you think he was doing. A 9-year-old who went into the bathroom found the toilet being pulled out of the floor. Then, from a scene straight out of a horror movie, Gary Moody crawled out of the hole. Then he said this to the kid. Man, sorry about that, I was getting my shirt.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
He was arrested again, of course, but while investigating Gary, he would admit that he had done this multiple times without getting caught. Now, I don't want to get into too much detail about Gary's outhouse adventures, but here's the thing that is more horrifying about this. There is no evidence that Gary Moody is Septic 5. I don't know why people say this, because there is no evidence of him having the equipment that Septic 5 has. But also, when Septic 5's videos were being made, he was in Alabama. Meanwhile, Gary was in Maine. Not saying that it's impossible, but it's very improbable. And also, I'm just comparing two guys who like to be creepy in bathrooms, and also anything that involves a bathroom, or plumbing, or whatever this is. Basically, what I'm saying is, we don't know who this man is in the video. Some people have said that he's even dead. But again, there is no evidence, and all of this are just claims. In the end, this video is a disgusting mystery that will never likely ever be solved. The Septic 5 video will forever be part of YouTube history, just like a stain that will never go away. Also, if you think about it, he's still out there. He might still secretly be uploading videos on some obscure website, or he might just be dead. All in all, it's time to get out of here and get some fresh air. I can't take this anymore. Much better. YouTube is a wonderful place for anything you can think of, with many creators having creativity and making money off of it. Or they can make their own videos for their own interests, not caring about the fame. But just like I showed you, there is another side to it. With YouTube being so big and so gigantic now, things sometimes get lost into the abyss. And with anyone being able to make content, things sometimes come with a heavy price. There are videos that we just watched that are otherworldly, strange, funny, and disgusting, and also disturbing, mostly that. But there might be some right now that have never been seen by anyone at all, or even by YouTube themselves. But again, with videos like these, they are very few and far in between. Mostly, videos are created by normal people.
Number 10, JJ the Jet Plane. Oh my freaking god. This show is a piece of crap. The reason why I hate this show is because this show is so creepy.
Most of the time. But that's the way of the beast that is YouTube content. It might be bad, it might be great, it might make you cry, but one thing that is more important than all of it is mostly making me want to take a shower. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and please, 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 take a shower.
Oh, opinion basher, yes, non-opinion basher, no. How freaking dare you punch me in the face? That is so weird. You are grounded until May.
Stop right there, criminal scum!